from outside looking in, it looked like you had trouble finding your curveball. What would you say was the thing that bothered or hurt you?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a bad execution day on my part. There's some days you're going to have your A stuff, some days you're going to have your C stuff, and today it felt like it was more leaning towards more of the C stuff. So you just got to make do with what you got, try and make pitches when you can. But I mean, that's a good lineup, and when you don't have your best stuff, it's pretty hard to go deep into the game. So just got to do a good job this week at finding my stuff again and getting stuff in the right zones and go right back to work.
What did you learn by being able to stay out there and compete as long as you did?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's one of those games where if you want to be good in this league, most of the time you're not going to have your best stuff. It's just the reality of it, and like I said, sometimes you got to pitch with your C stuff, and even when you have a really good lineup like that in a really big environment, you just gotta find a way to get outs, and it's one of those where I wish I could have gone longer, but that's what I have for the day, and like I said, I'll get right back to it next week.
Having a few starts now under your belt at the big league level, what have you kind of learned about yourself so far in this first taste of majors?
Yeah, I've learned that I'm able to pitch at this level, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, I've had two really good ones and then not so good one, and it's just a lot of fun to be here and learn that I'm able to do it, and there's different levels, and you gotta pitch differently to certain guys. It's a lot of fun, and as much as I wish I could go back and restart this game and throw a dominant outing, I can take what I learned this week and bring it on to my next start.
Did you just get sped up on the balk, or what happened there?
No, my back foot, if you actually watch it, slipped when I pushed into the mound. It actually slipped over the rubber, and then I almost fell on my back. So I wish I would have just threw it in the dirt, but there's not much you can do when your foot slips like that.
Other than that, just the experience of pitching here. What was that like to come in here and pitch this game?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, that's the fun part of baseball, right? Is when you get to pitch in Fenway on Labor Day. I mean, it's just packed house. Everyone's yelling at you, yelling your name, saying different things. It's so much fun, and you try not to let the moment get too big. And I don't think I did that today. I really enjoyed it, but it just was combined with not a good stuff day. But I hope I get to pitch in that environment for a long time. It's a lot of fun, and I love doing it.
What do you think of Parker tonight?
I thought Parker just wasn't quite as sharp as he's been in his first two, but credit to them. They jumped him, but he just wasn't getting the swings and misses like he's been getting his first two times out, and credit to them. They made him work. They got his pitch count up real quick, and but he also limited him. I thought the way Parker battled through those innings, it was a really good outing from him that standpoint. Obviously, wish he could go deeper than into the fourth, but he's going to be learning from every one of these moving forward.
What'd you think of what you guys were able to do? Because you got the starters pitch count up, you got those runs. What do you think about it after?
Yeah, I mean, I thought offensively we had a pretty good game today. I thought we hit some balls hard. We scored the three there in the third, whatever it was, and so it got us back in the game and got us the lead. But we just weren't able to do much after that.
What's the call down right field line? What were you explained?
So Gunnar, when he saw it, said that it went off of John Kenzie's glove onto the foul pole. So that they got it right. It's a homer.
You hit one similar to that, right?
Yeah, I hit one off the very bottom of the pole.
How, just for a right fielder in that situation, how difficult?
Yeah, I mean, there's that wall. Unless you're used to running at a wall like that, it's a low wall with some weird angles. It's hard because you're running full speed. It's hard to ask somebody to run full speed into that wall right there. But he got the ball into his glove and just didn't go our way.
Have you ever seen another play like that?
I've seen it go over the fence. I've never really seen, one tip off onto the foul pole. It's probably the only foul pole you can really play at that height. So, but that's what this park does. You see some weird plays.
Dombrowski just today where he just didn't have his command.
Yeah, it just looked like he didn't throw strikes. Eric's been outstanding for us, and this was just a tough one for him.
So it was originally called a foul ball, right?
Yeah.
And then the crew chief review, is that how
No, they challenged it because yes, it was because it was a fair foul challenge, not home run versus not home run.
You see Kyle off a lefty there.
Yeah, I mean Kyle's going to continue to get some opportunities off of lefties. We also have other guys that are going to get some, but Kyle's offensively has been outstanding for us.